having done a long way round and long way down, I'm starting a new adventure. So I'm going to go from my hometown in Ireland, across Eastern Europe, the Middle East, through Asia, down into Indonesia, and eventually into Sydney, Australia. By any means. Using any transport that's appropriate to the country that we're travelling through, by land or sea, and only taking an aeroplane at the last resort.
It's fantastic. Oh, I've got altitude sickness. Get me down. I'm top of the world.
This time there's only 3 of us on the expedition. Myself, my good friend Russ, and Mungo the cameraman.
Oh, look at us. There we are. Amazing.
It is the 30th and we're in Bali, and the idea is to try whatever we can do to get ourselves back on track and back to what we want to do, which is by going land and sea. The only option we have now is this speedboat.
It's 3 o'clock now, it gets dark at 6 and it's going to take us 2 hours to get to the Gili Islands, where we have to get to tonight to stay, because this boat can't go at night. Certainly doesn't have any cabins, but it doesn't have any running lights either. This is the boat here, look.
No way. That's a belter.
What do you think?
It's beauty.
Did we do good?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Charlie.
I'm Andy, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you, Andy. So you're taking us along.
Yeah.
Have you been up this way before on the boat?
Yeah, I've been before on this boat.
On this boat?
Yeah.
And this boat's quick, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Rock and roll.
It took forever to get the paperwork. You have to announce that you're leaving and what your route is and stuff so that you can leave the harbour. So by the time we left, it was getting on for sort of 4:45.
Bye!
Which meant that we would have trouble getting in before dark.
So we've got about an hour and a half before we get to Gili.
We're going to blat over to the tiny Gili Islands. Meanwhile, Anne's going to take our bulky equipment on a passenger ferry, which we're hoping to join in a few days' time on the island of Flores.
We're doing about 37 knots, which is pretty quick. Madness, eh? I hope we've done the right thing and we didn't leave very late. He got it in the face there. He was really wet. So it's just about sunset now. And we've still got about 35-40 minutes to go, I reckon. And it's going to get dark pretty quick in these shark-infested waters. We hit something. This is all sort of starting to go.
This rubber's coming up. It's pretty dark now, it will be.
So bits of the boat are falling apart off now. So it's now 7:25, and it is pretty much dark. Bloody hell.
Another boat charm, alright?
Well, it's not what we want. I've got a good captain here. Hopefully he can get us home without hitting anything. They've got some, it says caught something on the engine, like a bit of, there it is. It's caught something.
Which engine?
The one on the left.
The situation didn't look that good. The only way to free the propellers is to keep going forward, reverse, forward, reverse, and hope.
It's not engaging in gear.
I actually really thought we were going to be floating adrift with no way to maneuver the boat all night.
There seems to be something caught on the pump or blocking it. Right, fantastic, it's working again. There we go. Are we close? Just here. So that's the Gili Islands over there. Perfect. There we go, we're there.
Okay. Thanks, boys.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, guys. See you at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Let's go and find a taxi. Hiya. Here's a beach. Here's a crossing car. Hiya. I don't think there's any cars on here, I get the feeling. So we're going to grab on here and go to our little hotel. Can't see the boat anywhere. Hiya. Can you take us this way? I don't see his boat anywhere.
No.
Maybe he's gone home.
That's a good start to the day. Lost our boat already.
At the moment, no way to get off the island. So we just don't know if he's gone to refuel and he's just running late or where he is. It gets dark at 6:30 and we're supposed to meet up with this other boat.
Maybe he's got fed up with us being late and buggered off. How do you lose a boat?
He's coming.
This way!
He's coming.
He's coming. Over this way!
I don't think he can hear you, Russ, somehow.
It makes me feel better though. There's always an explanation.
There's always-
Poor Andy was trying to get fuel. He said it was very difficult to get hold of fuel.
We've got about 8 hours to go, so quite a long way. Conditions at the moment are pretty flat, and we're doing 28 miles an hour pretty comfortably. We've hopped around the coast from the Gili Islands, and tonight we're going to meet a wooden sailing ship in Bima.
Let's hope it's that one.
I think it is that one. I hope it is.
I think that's it.
Bidadari, yeah. That's quite a boat. It's enormous.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, hi. Good to see you.
Yeah, excellent. Good to see you again.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is the big
Gas-
party. Welcome aboard.
We thought they were going to be on here for 2 nights, but we're not. It's 1 night. And so we just got to figure out a place where we can get the speedboat to pick us up tomorrow, and then scream out to get to Flores in time for the ferry.
Andy, can this boat tow your boat?
Yeah,
Then
why
you
not?
stay on this boat tonight. Come with
Yeah,
us.
why not?
And then we're fully operational.
Yep. Well, we're leaving Bima, and we're taking the speedboat with us, because we've got to get this ferry, no matter what, the day after tomorrow. And this ferry only goes once a week, and if we don't get that, then we can't meet the Australian guy who's going to take us to Darwin, and then that messes everything up for Australia. Bidadari is a 122-foot-long pinisi. It's a traditional Indonesian sailing ship plying the waters between the 17,500 islands that make up the Indonesian archipelago. The Bidadari was built in 1996 to be a luxury cruiser and diving boat. She's made of wood and can go at 9 knots. We were going to use the speedboat to get to Flores, the next island in the chain, where we were going to join up with Anne on the ferry. However, the ferry is delayed, so we've had to return to Bima to catch it there. We're chasing this boat to get on this boat now, so we're just going to nip ahead of it and then jump on the Tamalulu something. Hey, Anne, hello! How are you?
Good.
You getting cabin fever yet? Oh, amazing place. Crazy place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah! Yay! The Tatamalu will carry us from Bima via Flores to Kupang on the island of Timor, where we're hoping to meet up with the Aussie skipper whose boat will take us to Australia. The Tatamalu is 99 metres long, goes 15 knots and weighs 6,000 tonnes. She's currently very overloaded and has a problem with the ballast tank, and therefore listing slightly to one side.
This is Flores, and we're going to stay here for, the captain's hoping, an hour, and then we're going to head on to Timor. But you hear about these Indonesian ferries that get overloaded, and it's a big thing in these islands. When the boat comes into town, it's a big party. Half the people that are going up onto the gangplank are just having a look around at the boat and getting on for no particular reason. And then before they set sail, they'll go off. Crazy. And this is in every floor, every part of the boat. It's like this, outside, inside, everywhere. Guess how many people should be on this boat, right? And how many people you think are on this boat. Don't know? Well, I'll tell you. The legal limit is 998, and there must be at least touching 2,000 people on this boat, I reckon. Anyway, this lifeboat number 4 from the Viking company is the one that Munger and I and Anne and Russ are going to leg it for. So Ollie said, I want you to get, my wife said, I want you to get the biggest and best life jacket there is on this boat, and I want you to walk around in it. I may be laughing now. And it's got a bit of a list, and we seem to be in a little bit more wavy conditions at the moment. So we're here. It'd be quite nice to get off this boat, actually. Kind of a little bit, you know, a bit of cabin fever, you know what I mean? Russ has got a plane this afternoon. He's decided to fly, and Anne has decided to fly as well. Munger and I are going to go onto the boat and then meet them in Darwin. That's the one just there. Wow, beautiful.
Well, I think you've got to do it, man.
Oh, definitely do it.
But I mean, you're saying 6 days, Warwick?
I reckon it'll be 6 days.
Tide and time, don't wait for Charlie.
See you guys. Yeah, we're off, man. 6 days. This boat is gorgeous. I wonder what we'll think of it in 6 days' time. It's quite windy as well. A sailor's life for me. We didn't get our passports till about 12 o'clock last night, until all these sort of immigration customs and all that rubbish had gotten over. So we're up at 6 and we're just about to leave. Oh, bollocks, look.
Start with the man's job.
Look, something, please don't beat me again, please.
Assume the position.
Oh, God, again. Go for it, go on. That is Indonesia, and it's Australia next. This is us for the next 6 days. Stomach in, come on, stomach in, chest out. That's better, yeah. Warwick's been at sea since he was 15. Built this 60-footer with his brother. It took them 5 years. And what he would really love to do is take his son on a voyage right up to Egypt to look at the pyramids. No one's steering the boat. Basically what it is autopilot. The autopilot is run off that computer. You plot your course and off you go. We're going to start it here, and we're going to go all the way down to Darwin. I've never seen them that close, ever in my life. Wow. Wow. Doing 7 knots at the moment with the sail up, and we're doing quite well. It's beautiful, beautiful conditions. We're sailing up the north side of Timor to shelter as long as possible from the bad weather between Timor and Australia.
Gale and storm warning for southeastern area. Situation across around.
It's about 3 in the morning. Bumpy, rolly, and all over the place. really bouncy. Boom, boom, boom.
So it's going to be like this most of the way for the next 2.5 days now.
Well,
2-3 days.
yeah, getting worse probably with the weather report.
It's really, really rough. So it's quite hard. Mungo's been sleeping, not feeling very well, Mungo.
And our ghost is still here, non-stop.
No, I'm going to have to stop now. It's making me feel sick down here.
We've got something like 204 miles to go. So I just wish I was somewhere else right now, actually. When we do see land, I'll be bloody grateful, and I think I might try and make love to it. And I might just have that as my first meal, just some earth, and then promise not to leave on a small boat for a while. It's amazing how we come into calm water and it just completely changes the whole atmosphere of the boat. Everyone's relaxed, engines off, we're under sail, there's no... Australia! Yay! No, it's actually an island off Australia. It's not quite Australia, but it is Australian. Well, we finally made it. We've arrived in Australia early on the 6th day of our voyage. Hi guys! Hey Ross! How are you? Yeah, it's pretty rough. Have a good time?
Yeah, I've just been waiting for reports of you all the time.
Absolutely delighted to be here. We had sort of 3 days of really, really bad weather. Oh yes! Oh, Ross, it's brilliant that all three of us are back together again.
I think we just needed a few days apart. We were just getting on each other's nerves, which is probably understandable after about 3 months. But it's, you know, it's great fun to be back on the road again.
That's another Wicked van! See that? Wicked take old vans and do them up. Each one has a unique paint job which hides all the dents and scratches. We are going to drive to Alice Springs. We've got 2 days to get there, and it's about 900 miles. We've got Ollie in the back. Anne's gone back to London today with the tapes which we filmed with, and someone has to take them physically in their hand. Look at that road train. Look at that beast. Enormous, isn't it? Look at it. Crazy. Running really, really low on fuel.
The next one is the next town, and that's about 60 miles away. So I think, what are you going to stop and ask these campers?
Going to stop and ask these campers, yeah. Hi guys. You don't have any diesel on you, do you? Excuse me guys, you don't have any spare diesel on you, do you?
I've got a jerry can.
Oh, that'd be great. And obviously we'll pay you, you know, top dollar. You can rip us off. Oh, you are a star. Oh, 10 litres, man. You are fantastic. Look at that.
Double.
No, you don't offer double. Doesn't that sound good? Ah, the sound of diesel, eh?
The liquid.
Actually, he's going to make a mistake. This is actually the water. Can you imagine?
She wasn't good at that, but...
Oh, I thank you so much. I'm so glad you're prepared. Look at that needle. Kev, he's a lovely guy. Do you think it was bad of me asking for change? This looks wicked, this place, doesn't it?
We ended up down at a place called Daily Waters, and it's the cutest, bizarrest, weirdest little place you've ever seen. It has a petrol pump on one side and a sign building place beside that, and then the other side is the pub. And you go inside and there's hundreds of notes from all over the world hanging on the walls, hundreds of bras all hanging up on the wall where people have signed them. Must have been quite drunk to get all these off. It's one of those real sort of eclectic kind of places, which I just love.
What a cool place.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
Hey, where have you come from?
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
Hi.
Good to see
This is
you.
my grand, mate. Pleased to meet you guys.
How are you?
All right. Yeah.
You just up with a little jolly then, are you?
Well, we're doing a lap round Australia.
A lap round Australia?
A lap round Australia. Long way round Australia, it's called.
How long's your trip?
3 months.
3 months, cool.
Yeah, well, it's about 4 weeks today. We left Canberra.
Oh, fantastic. You're just settling in.
Yep. But very much a sore bum. Oh, God.
Well, that goes away after a while.
Yeah.
I met this guy on a bike, and it turns out there were 4 of them travelling together. The 4 of them had been friends for 40 years, and they went to school together.
About 5 years ago, Steve here was saying, what we need to do, when we've got time, when we retire, is get on and do a trip around Australia. Well, the rest is history, basically. We decided to just do exactly that. No plan, no rules. No rules. We're in the dead zone.
1964.
Yeah,
so you 4 are in here. 2, 3. There you are.
Yeah, have a look.
Oh, what a beautiful boy.
And there they were. They'd finally got together, spent 3.5 months riding around Australia, and they were just having a whale of a time. Okay, let's go then, guys. Just before we leave, there's an old US air base up here for the Second World War. Wow, look at this. Must have been a hive of activity when it was in its heyday. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it? Big runway, that. It looks like sort of somewhere in Heathrow Airport size. You can imagine all the big planes, couldn't you? All taxiing up side by side, taking off, multiple runs. Amazing. Bomber Borman. Just getting ready to taxi now. Brilliant, guys. What a cool bunch of guys, eh? Having a laugh. So, Alice Springs, and that little bit closer to Ollie.
Ollie's in the back, mate.
Oh, no, not that Ollie. We don't talk about that. No, we don't, Russ. Well, we promised that when we had the foursome that we wouldn't mention it on television. You know, jeez, what do people think? We just cruised all day, and this endless riding. You come up about a hill and get a long, long road shimmering in front of you through this amazing Australian outback. We've driven 900 miles from Darwin to Alice Springs, which is pretty much the geographical centre of Australia. We are just about to meet up with these 3 Australian guys who are going to take us out in the outback, and we're going to have a couple of days sleeping under the stars. Apparently between the 3 of them, they've got 450 years of experience of outback. Come on in. Is this where the camel race was?
Yesterday.
We're supposed to be doing this camel race, but because we took too long on the boat, there's just no way we could make it down in time. So we went and met the guy and went to have a look at some camels. Oh, there he is. I can see him already.
The Camel King of Australia. This guy is a dead bloody legend.
Is he? We managed to get a little sort of mock-up race going, and we leapt up, and he just turned round and then just headed for this little gap in this gate and whacked my knee, and I got quite a nice little bruise there. We had to go and race it again, and I thought I was going to do that again, but luckily I managed to get a bit more of the reins on, and this time we went round. It's just all about fear, really, and just holding on. Camels were once the best way to get around Australia's vast interior, and as of 2004, There were more than 500,000 of them running around wild in the outback. So I just couldn't resist, and Noel let me ride out of Alice Springs on the back of one. The others would just have to wait. These things take time, you know. I think she fancies me, this one in the back. Nice, what a spot, eh? A little bit of trees there. Every time he does something, he bogs himself down.
I always get stuck.
What I'll do a couple more holes, and then my assistant will finish it off, okay? Okay.
How big is it?
Oh, there you go. So look, doggy. Oh yeah, it just sits here in the ring, look.
Yeah, and you put a plastic bag in there, yeah.
But it sinks, doesn't it?
It probably sinks and it stinks.
We built up this camp and we sat down and we cooked this gourmet meal. I mean, fantastic steak and fried potatoes and salad and beer and a bit of wine, and had a right old laugh. And that was just beautiful. Fantastic. You should put that down and get yourself some grub. Oh, I'm off to bed. I'm a bit worried about my shoes. If I leave my shoes outside, I think, Australia has the most amount of dangerous snakes in the world. Good night. Sleep well, mate.
I woke about 3, I think, and just stared up at the stars, watching the shooting stars.
Well, they call this in Africa, they call this the African massage.
Do they?
Yeah, because you get a nice little massage on the back as you go along. A lot of the dirt roads become very corrugated. It's like as you go along and comfortable. So you get these machines and they grade them out so that they're smooth again. So we came across this bloke doing it, this guy Popeye. And he was a real character, and he was dead happy for us to come along and have a go, basically. The outback is crisscrossed with tens of thousands of miles of these dirt roads, all needing to be kept smooth. So he lives out there on his own for up to 14 weeks sometimes, and he just grades these roads every day. That is brilliant! That's mad, huh? How fantastic is that? Driving along Popeye's beautifully smooth graded roads, we've driven down to Kupapiri to meet up with a friend of Dave's who drives road trains. A road train, can you believe it? How many actual gears are there? 5.
And you got 4 splitters on each one, so you got 35, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20. You see 20 gears. Right. But then you've also got reverse too, see?
Alan's massive truck is an international S-line which can pull nearly 90 tons on up to 3 trailers, covering 600 miles a day.
Okay, whenever you want to have a go, just have a crack at it.
Yeah, well listen, that's no time at the present.
You drive and I'll change the gears. How's that?
Let's do that. Just call me Mr. Truckee, you know? This is probably all quite boring for you, but I've never done this before. This is just amazing. This is one of the things that you've always wanted to do when you're a kid. You want to go into space, you want to drive a tank, and you want to drive a big articulated truck, and if anything possible, a road train. I felt like I was a little boy with its big giant Tonka toy. So it was just brilliant to drive. It was fantastic. We're staying here tonight. We're going to sleep out back and but have some nosh in here because we're starving, hungry, and had a long day today actually. Tons of miles, but it's good though. It's nice to have stopped. Oh God. This is the Outback's Outback.
William Creek really is in the middle of nowhere. Well, welcome to William Creek, the smallest town in Australia, and it's between 6 and 8 people live here, and that's their claim here. And there's the pub, and there's the petrol station just there, and there's a little airstrip there and a house, and that's pretty much it. And just over there is the largest cattle ranch in the world, and it's the same size as Belgium. And at the moment, because they've had a drought here, there's only 3 people working on it.
This is the driest town in the driest state, in the driest continent on Earth.
It was great.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good day today, wasn't it? It didn't go far, but it was quite relaxing.
Oh, I don't think there's any left, actually. Sorry, mate.
5 days. 5 days until I see Ollie and the kids.
Well, we've been driving and driving and driving and driving, and last night we arrived in Quorn, where Dave's nephew lives. He's brought his old 1953 Holden car along for a spin. Hang on, sorry. All right. Holdens are as Australian as Vegemite and koala bears, and the FJ series was the family car of 1950s Australia. Enormous, isn't she?
We're quite lucky to have an engine of this size, and I'm really, really looking forward to going on it.
Between them, Glyn and Walter have 30 years' experience.
This steam engine was built by Byron Peacock in England, and it's a W class or mounting class 482. 4 small wheels, 8 big wheels and 2 wheels at the back.
Victoria for the holidays to do this.
This is the big toy.
We did it at last! We got the steam train! Good Aussie coal, eh?
We've all done it.
Russ loves it, and he so enjoys all that kind of stuff. That's his passion, you know, his big heart is in these trains.
Travel for about an hour to a tiny place called Woolshed Flat. So from the steam train all the way over to the solar panel car. That is so cool. Here she comes. The car is called Kelly, and the team has spent about 18 months building her. Apparently, she has a top speed of 120 kilometers an hour. It looks like a cockroach, and it's just full of solar panels. And this bunch raced it this year in the Solar Challenge across Australia, and I think they came 3rd in their class. Australia's got enough sun on a summer's day to power the world for half a year. So I guess it makes sense to find a way to use it. What makes her particularly special is that unlike almost all the others, she can seat 2 people.
All very enthusiastic about their solar panel car.
That feels good. And that's my accelerator.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep that on full.
No.
Joking. How are you feeling? A bit nervous, actually. I don't really want to crash this thing. Okay, let's go. All right, wow. That's looking good. Okay, if you tell me we want to pull off.
You press the green button.
Yeah.
And then you slowly turn the dial. Kelly, moving off. Over. So you pull right off now.
Okay, yeah. Wow, what a noise.
Yep.
And I can wind it up. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Oh, that little funny noise is gone.
Yep. So just pull to the left a little bit more.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, I see. When I'm settled down, I can see.
Yeah. So just to the left a little bit more.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, this is easy.
Yep.
Not for sort of 5 days, though.
No. So you've got it up to 80. So pretty good.
So the idea is to use as little power as possible.
Yeah.
Totally
run by the sun. Oh yeah.
Delicious. I've really, really enjoyed being on the Outback with you guys. We really have enjoyed it. It's been brilliant fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much for looking after us so well.
Yeah, it's like a sudden end. It's all going to go kind of normal now.
We've now left the Outback far, far, far behind us and are heading east on the final part of the journey. Where are we then?
I don't know where we are actually.
We're somewhere in between where we're supposed to be going.
And where we started.
So we're almost there.
Stopped at this petrol section, and Russ came up to me and said, "Johnny, you've got to take a look at this piece of art. It's amazing." And so we went in, and there was this sheet of steel that had been cut to look like a guy racing a motorbike, and it looked amazing.
It'd be quite a good backlit at a party.
This bloke's 8 times Australian champion. I knew him, but he got killed in a semi in the 60s out here at Geographic somewhere.
So his brother had this thing made for him, and then for some reason he never picked it up. So it's been sitting there for like 15 years or something like that.
Well, at least we do something with it. We're proud of place in the warehouse, wouldn't it? At the moment, it's just languishing in a scrapyard in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty good, isn't it?
How much would you sell it for then? What would make it worth your
Well,
while?
you can't that thing all the way back to England, do you?
We'd find a way.
Would you?
Yeah.
His work is absolutely stunning, and he does it with this torch, and he just cuts the steel.
Well, that is quick. That's amazing.
And it'll go straight through 2 inches.
And then just at the last minute, Russ said, "Look, we've got to buy it. We've got to buy it." And he's quite right. And so we offered him some more money, and then he finally said yes.
These are kosher, brand new.
Yeah, surely. I've never seen one of them before.
Put it in sideways.
Yeah, cross it.
Look good in my garden, up in my back wall.
It's not yours, mate.
I know. I'm just saying it would look good.
I saw it first.
I'm saying it would look good in my garden. Oh, there he was.
Yeah. Johnny Shield.
53, 54, 57.
God, look at that. Senior champion.
Wow.
We'll put that underneath it then.
Yeah.
It's a testament to him.
Yeah.
Ron, listen, we've got to shoot.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. That guy, he's a true artist. I mean, the stuff he's done is unbelievable. I mean, you look at that stuff and it looks 3D, doesn't it, when you look at it? I mean, it's beautiful. We're just outside Snowy River, and we're just about to get on some horses to go up into the mountains over there. We're going up this way, are we? You don't know where we're going. Yeah, you do.
Oh, vague direction.
I think that's the road over there. We'll cut up there, maybe.
We went up through the mountains, and oh my God, it was beautiful. You see these huge, huge forests of eucalyptus. It was just really nice to be back on a horse. I'd forgotten what it's like to go for a nice long ride on a horse.
And I can see why some people never leave Australia. Why would you? You know, you got desert, you got mountains, you got snow, you got sea, you got everything that you could possibly want here. It's a beautiful place. Yeehaw! Ow! Ouch! Ow!
Relax. And just up.
No, you're not going back far enough.
Yeah, you know.
But I can
Have
see.
you done it before?
Well, I could see Barry was.
Yeah. Here, you show us. Snow, can you believe it? Snow! Yeah, and in Australia, can you believe it? All the places you wouldn't have thought to have snow would be Australia. And I think this is the only area that has it. We're just going up to a ski resort now, where we're going to play around in a bit of snow. We now need to cross the snowy mountains, and the most direct route is straight over the top.
Well, the plan is to get over this mountain range on skidoos, and we're actually going to start the journey on a train, but the weather forecast isn't looking that good.
Going under a tunnel now. This is a 3-kilometre tunnel that takes us up to the sort of ski resort. It means all the cars can be left down below, and it's much easier for everybody. And We joined an Australian ski patrol, and to begin with, the weather looked okay. I'm going to go over the mountain, but I've got severe gale warnings. So that's the kind of blizzard conditions. And apparently it's going to get worse, apparently. So I'm not sure if we're going to get over the top. This must be the bizarrest petrol station that I've ever been to.
It's a bit bleak today, isn't it? It's a bleak midwinter day in Australia. Actually, it's starting to snow now. You can see it coming across there.
Really, we were supposed to come all the way across here, get our cars and carry on, but because of the bad weather and stuff, we can't. So we have to go back, which is not what we do. We can't go over the snowy mountains. We're going to have to resort to driving the long way round. Now it's the sort of penultimate day, and we're heading towards Wollongong and heading towards my wife. She's in Sydney. She's coming up to Wollongong. I'm going to Wollongong. It's so exciting to see my kids and my wife. Part of me is just kind of gutted that it's all over as well. But you know, all good things come to an end.
The police. Is it?
Just been pulled over by the coppers.
The copper just came past us the other way. He flashed us, and now he's pulled over us.
I was doing 130 in a 100-kilometre zone.
Oh, wow.
I crossed the white line going around that bend.
Just as you saw him?
Yeah, he was coming just the other side as I came round and just wheel over the white line. But he didn't like the sculpture in the back because the flap, you can't see the registration number at the back because of the sculpture. And then he breathalyzed me.
Did he? Did he? You were doing 130 and you were on the other side of the road. So you can't really argue, can you?
All right then.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know why we said thank you.
Oh, well.
What did he say?
$243 fine and 3 points.
Ah, dear.
The one country where you get caught by the police is in Australia. After 18,000 miles, 24 countries.
I feel all nervous. I feel like I'm, going on a first date again, or some kind of sort of, I don't know what it is. It's just, I've been feeling butterflies all day and kind of sort of not being able to concentrate on anything for very long at all. There they are. There they are. Hey guys! Hi guys! How are you? I've been waiting for this for ages. Oh God, it's so good to see you.
You're brown.
Hello, little one. You're beautiful.
And it was lovely to be back with the kids and Dolly. It was almost like I'd never been gone.
The next day, I just couldn't resist it. I had to go to Sydney on a motorbike. No question about it. In time monitors, we put the word out and up. This time, Ollie's riding with me, and we're going to take the kids to Sydney. Here we go. This is it, the final bit, Wollongong to Sydney. This is it, we got everyone behind us. It's the final day. I feel a little bit emotional actually, suddenly. This idea came from this little boarding pass. We said, we'll go from Ireland to Sydney. And thanks for everything. Yeah. We're just about to go on the big adventure of a lifetime.
Hi, Dad!
I remember driving down the driveway and my father was up on the top of the hill and waving goodbye. I felt a huge mixture of incredible excitement and a bit of fear of what was going to happen next. I'm driving a bus, can you believe it? What a sight! That looks so cool, all those lights! The convoy into Sydney. Just thinking how lucky I am to be on this trip. Fantastic. Hello. I can't quite believe that we're here in India.
Riding elephants towards Kathmandu.
For me, this journey has been a real experience.
Hang on tight.
A chance to have been able to see places that I've never been to before.
We are dead in the water, this is not good. The disappointing thing was having to take a couple of flights. And we tried everything not to go on a plane, and eventually you have to, and it was a shame, really. It's sinking. Another day in paradise. But it's great fun as well. I mean, it's just brilliant going from one thing to another. 112 types of transport. 25 countries. 102 days later, you arrive in Sydney.
You can just see the skyline of Sydney. It's a pretty stunning view. Woo! Yeah, baby, we've made the bridge. That is fantastic. I can't believe it, after all these months and months and months of travelling, and we've finally made it. And then there's the hotel. It's the Shangri-La where we're going to stay for the next couple of days. Oh, look at Sydney Harbour. That is just so cool. Oh, woo! Oh, brilliant. By any means, we've been here, we've done it.
The places that we've been and the people we've met, the things we've done, unbelievable.
It's been a phenomenal trip.
Wow. Taken aback by all that, really. I'm just blown away. I feel a bit sort of dazed by the whole thing. If I was to look at the trip and feel satisfied by it, absolutely. It is the only way to travel, is to travel over land by any means. And the people you meet along the way, that's what makes it so worthwhile.